Hey there guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about the VSS Vintorez. This was a sniper rifle recently released into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and a lot of people are currently curious as to how it handles. It's a very rare obtain in the game, and I have been fortunate to have it in my hands quite a few times already, getting a good field test, and I've got some video footage here of some of those tests that I did, just to show you guys relatively how the performance of the VSS is in game. Now I'll be discussing everything about the VSS in this video. We'll be talking about its stats, we'll be talking about the engagement range, the unique factors to it, the positives, the negatives. We'll go into everything about this rifle. It's going to be a very in-depth discussion, so I hope you are looking forward to that. Anyway, let's get right into it. I'll start this discussion off by going into the VSS's basics. So it's a semi-automatic and automatic sniper rifle that's chambered for the 9mm round, and it also fires this at a subsonic speed. So this is a lower velocity than normal, which allows for more silent rounds being fired from the gun, almost to the point where the user is not even audible to people nearby. You can attach all the standard equipment attachments to other snipers, such as the extended quick draw magazine, which increases the round of the VSS from a standard 10 to the extended 20. Now the VSS has a hard inbuilt 4x scope. You can't change the scope at all, and this limits it to a mid-range engagement weapon. It's very important to keep that in mind. With the way 9mm ammunition has a lot of drop and low velocity because of the subsonic firing speed as well as the 4x scope, you're not going to be able to use this gun at any long range. It would be almost a god shot if you hit anybody even close to 500 to 1000 meters, but getting these successive shots to actually kill them is going to be near impossible. Not only do you have to deal with the hard to hit bullet, which is already a task in its own, but at such a range 9mm ammunition is doing very little damage. The VSS also seems to take around 5 shots against somebody with armor and even 4 shots against a level 3 helmet. Now this is ridiculously large. This is an extremely high amount of bullets to kill somebody, and in most situations you will be outgunned if you're in a firefight with somebody and they know where you're at, especially if they're holding a rifle such as the M24, CAR, AWM, or even one of the standard rifles such as the M4, the SCAR, the AK-47, and even the M16 would outdamage and outclass the VSS in open combat. Now the VSS has a unique capability of firing fully automatic. This means that when you're at close range you can keep the weapon equipped, and it's almost as if you have a UMP-45 out. Keeping in mind that you can switch between semi-automatic and automatic, anybody at short to medium range is under your engagement range with the VSS. It's the only weapon you need. Now I'll list out some more of the things about the VSS. Talking about the bullet drop. Even at small distances, the bullet drop is incredible. You'll have to compensate for this actively. Even at ranges such as 50 meters, you will still have to compensate. It's over the top. And I did say before that it will require a lot of rounds to kill somebody, but because of the subsonic firing speed and the suppressor, the recoil on the VSS is actually extremely low, which allows you to shoot a lot of bullets accurately. It's not like the SKS. The other thing is the bullets are very accurate. People who have used a lot of the SKS will be aware of the little cone of fire spread that starts happening if you fire too fast. The VSS does not suffer from the same issue. Now talking about how the VSS gets outgunned by almost everything, and you would have a better chance of winning the game apparently just having a silenced ump as well as a rifle on your back or a sniper. But this is where I want to talk about what makes the VSS shine, because even though it has so many negatives which you have to accommodate for, there is a large positive to this weapon. So we did some effective testing in this game, and it seems to be around 50 meters is where the VSS cannot be heard at all, and even at shorter ranges such as 20 to 30 meters, it was almost as if you could mishear the shot, and it almost sounded like a silenced M4 even further away. So it would really be tricky for people to pinpoint where you're at. Now I've shot a few people with it, and when they were responding they didn't exactly know where the shots were coming from. They were spinning around frantically and nobody could really grasp a target on me. Now, I've used a lot of the other weapons silenced, and even at about 100 to 200 meters, people will still look exactly in your direction. They know where you are and they can beeline you. This is not the same with the VSS. It's really good for engaging multiple enemies together because the communication starts to get hectic and you can see them panic. It's a really good engagement weapon for that, which means it's good for support fire, it's good for creating initial panic if you want to initiate the fight, it's good for a lot of situations where you haven't been spotted yet, and that's the key point. Once you get spotted and you're in open combat, your rounds are going to do less damage, so you should probably just switch to another weapon. But for that initial engagement weapon where you haven't been spotted, it is incredible, and it's almost impossible to pinpoint where you're being shot from. That is where the VSS shines. It's the ultimate stealth weapon. If you go into a rainy environment, the effective hearing range now goes down to about 10 to 15 meters, and even then it's incredibly difficult to hear. This is the ultimate weapon for these maps and for these environments. People at the moment are using sound and utilizing that as the largest way to track people, and so when a gun has almost minimal sound rating, it's going to make it extremely difficult for players to use that element of sound to track you, and thus increasing your chances of surviving. Especially, you should know that if you're engaging an enemy, if they shoot back, nobody will know where you shot from, so groups may converge on them, but they won't converge on you, and you can also use this to your advantage. Now, I think the VSS is an extremely good weapon. If you use it right and you use it in the correct situations and swap it out, you have got a good chance of using this all the way to the end. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this commentary on the VSS. It is a rare drop in the care package, as well as being a rare lootable item in the normal environment. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see me covering more of the weapons and features in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, let me know below. And if you have anything else to discuss or add about the VSS, don't mind leaving a comment about that and I'll get back to you as well. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video as always. Take it easy and peace.